Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. My name is Serge. This is Sports Buds TV. Gonna go ahead and do my first video here today and, get started. Definitely want to just start off by saying, you know, Sports Buds TV, basically the whole thing what this is all about is, I guess it could be summarized in my intro here. It is basically me and the fact that I have come here to chew bubblegum and talk sports. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Let's get started. Hope some of you enjoyed that there. But welcome. This is Sports Buds TV. It is my first video I'm going to be creating here. My first attempt at my sports dialogue, sports show, what have you. And definitely something that I enjoy. And I know there's many of us out there that enjoy it as well. So feel free. This is your Sports Buds place to go. Sports Buds TV. You can follow us here on your platform where you're catching us. All social medias. Sports Buds TV. You'll find it everywhere on those platforms. So big. If you could, a like, a subscribe goes a long way. Definitely appreciate that. But let's go ahead and get started and what we're all here for, right? So today is Saturday, August 14th, 2021, and there's quite a bit going on in the sports world. Got a few images up here you guys can see on my wall. It being the 14th, and there's quite a bit going on in baseball, right? We're in the middle, towards the end actually of the regular season. Just a day or two ago, we had a major league game played at the Field of Dreams, in which the New York Yankees here, in this area, they competed against the Chicago White Sox, and it was a nail biter there. Ended up going in favor of the Chicago White Sox on a walk-off home run. Congratulations to them. Quite a spectacle there for baseball. I believe I saw somewhere online one of the highest viewed baseball games here within the last 10, 15 years or so. Yankees are, trying to make a run there for the playoffs, trying to get a wild card spot. So definitely can see how, the New York fan base was locked into the game. And the Chicago White Sox are not too shabby, right? They're nothing to just snooze at. So hats off to them. Heck of a game. Good luck to the Yankees. Hopefully they can pull through and, make a push there to the playoffs and, do what we've all hoped that they've been able to do since the last time, right? Win another World Series. So that's my baseball, for the video here. So definitely wanted to share some thoughts on that. And, y'all let me know how you feel, what your teams are, how you're feeling about the season and where maybe things will wind up here very shortly. Other things going on, just want to take a minute. It's also been about a week or so. We wrapped up the Olympics. Shout out to our all the Olympic athletes. Over 600, I believe, Olympic athletes competed here for our United States team, and everything from your swim team, your track and field. Everybody, the fencing, it definitely all of them. Thank you very much, wrestling. I mean, you could go on and on, but special shout out to got them here, so might as well talk about them a bit there. Coach Pop bringing home that gold, making sure everybody's ready to go, and in the end, I know they were ready to count us off, but Kevin Durant, shout out to him, Draymond Green, all the other athletes that made sure they brought the home the gold. Also shout out to the ladies, Asia Wilson, your Brianna Stewart's, your Brittany Griner, of course the vets, also Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi. Heck of a performance for them, continuing on the winning streak. Hats off to all the athletes and every competition. No matter whether you win, lose, or draw, what the outcome is, we're definitely proud of it, each and every one of you. So thank you for that. And so something just a little bit also I'll discuss is football. You see my, they right on my, everybody's right above me right here, right? So all the everything I cherish, if you will, aside from family and faith. But some other things going on here. We will have a big day of boxing today, Saturday the 14th. I also want to just share. I'll wrap up here with the football. I definitely also want to touch base on that. We're knee deep in the preseason. Actually, week one, we have the Hall of Fame game already. A few games have gone down already here, week one as it stands. So what I'll do is, we'll get more into the topics, but I know there's a lot of us that are participating in fantasy football. I thought today would be a good kickoff to my videos. And what I'll do here in just a little bit after I'm done discussing my next topic is I also will give you my top five must-have running backs for this year in fantasy football. So just something to look forward here in a few moments. But in the meantime, in between time, what I want to discuss also is something I'm really looking forward to today would be the boxing events that we have going on. We have three big events going on with different promotions, networks, if you will, and I am thrilled about it. So just wanted to share a little bit about that and give you my picks, my thoughts. Would love to hear what you all are thinking and what you think the outcomes will be. So to get me started off here, and this may go in any order for you, what your preference is. It's just, for me, how I am personally looking forward to watching each of these bouts. So what I wanted to do is I'll start off with the ESPN bout that you'll be able to catch. It is being brought to you by them, and it would be Joshua Franco versus Andrew Maloney. This is actually a trilogy. This is the third installment in our trilogy. We've had some controversy. We've had some upsets, if you will. So this is the the one to settle the score, right? The rubber match. So that's definitely something that, as far as that weight class being a light, super flyweight class, yeah, it's actually 115 pounds. What I expect is just a whole lot of punches being thrown out there. With these weight classes, you definitely can expect them throwing punches in bunches, right, is the phrase. So that's what I look forward to. As far as a pick for you, this is the first one I'm going with. It's the trilogy. Definitely something that I'm going to be watching, right, and with heavy interest. But I'd say for myself, I'm going to be rooting with Franco. I'm hoping he pulls it out. If we look at the records, Franco currently is 17-1-2, while Maloney is currently sporting a 21-1-0 record there. So, I mean, closely contested. I've got some more stats here for you that may be interested. Maloney definitely has the higher percentage when it comes to knockouts. When it comes to wins, he's got more there. But in the end, I mean, you got to root with who you believe would pull it out. I would not be surprised. Like I said, I expect punches in bunches. So you get caught with one right, and it could be an early night for either of them. So I'll just make that one short. I'm gonna go with Franco. Won't be surprised at all if Maloney pulls it out. Moving to the next bout. Excuse me, sorry. So we do have Casemiro. We have John Real Casemiro taking on Guillermo Rigondeaux. And before I move forward, I do need to just remind Franco versus Maloney 3 is for the WBA title at 115. I say that to segue into Casemiro versus Rigondeaux, which is going to be the title at the 118 weight class. Your bantamweight. So with that, you'll have the WBA title, the WBO title, and in that weight class, I mean, a lot of us know we've got the monster in there, right? And Noe just there waiting and ready for who his next victim's going to be. And right now, I mean, Nonito Donaire proved without a shadow of a doubt that he still has what it takes. With him and Casimiro, they had a chance there to unify, but there were some issues there that happened. You don't mess with family. The wife, the situation somewhere escalated there. But in the end, that no longer is taking place. Casemiro versus Donaire. And what we get is Casemiro versus Rigondeaux, which, goes ahead and puts a pretty daunting task, I would say. It's a great showdown for Casemiro to establish himself as a contender, as one of the guys to be in that weight class when you've got a, pardon the I mean the pun, but a monster like, a Noe, and then you have the timeless wonder and Nonito. So, you want to definitely hold your ground. Looking at some more information here, Casemiro is actually the WBO champion, and then Rigondeaux will be placing his regular WBA title. So a unification of sorts, if you will, but definitely a way for Casemiro to solidify himself as someone to deal with in that 118 battle. Division. And as for me, I will go ahead and go with Casemiro. I'm going to take him to take that W and bring home the belts, right? Finally capping off our evening there of great fights, and then there's amazing undercards on each one of these. Definitely encourage everybody, you get a chance, if you can see one or two of them, or if you got all of them, even better, right? But I hope everybody enjoys them. My personal favorite I'm mostly looking forward to is Virgil Ortiz versus the Mean Machine, Eugenius Kavalaskas. I hope I pronounced that right. The Mean Machine versus the phenom, the up and comer Virgil Ortiz. Talk about another, if you will, monster. He is just basically, perfect knockout percentage, right? What can you say? Now the competition has to get better, and that'll improve with time when it comes to Ortiz. But Kavalaskas, he's nothing to snooze at. Again, 22-1 in one record. You compare that to Ortiz's 17-0 record. The the future looks really bright for Virgil, and you hear discussions, and you even saw the back and forth with him and Terrence Bud Crawford there after Virgil's last fight. Now, I believe it was actually Bud who suggested, hey, you before you come up to, this level, how about you get in there with Mean Machine, which, after Mean Machine and Bud got in the ring, we saw what Kavalaskas was actually capable of, and some of the damage he was able to leave on Crawford. Of course, Crawford ends up getting the win. We see that as a result for that loss that he has on his record there. But in the end, who I will pick for this bout will be Virgil Ortiz. I definitely see a bright future for him, and it's just another huge way for him to prove that he is headed down the right path, and he is who a lot of us believe he will be here very shortly in the very near future. And so that would cap off, tonight's events. I hope, again, everybody enjoys them. Catch those, we've got Showtime with the Casemiro Rigondeaux. We've got ESPN putting out there Franco versus Maloney 3. And then, of course, DAZN, DAZN, putting on the Virgil Ortiz and Mean Machine bout. And what I previewed there a little while ago, let's get into and wrap up with our NFL talk. So, yeah, NFL's preseason, we're in our knees into it now. Some of our teams are starting to play. I know I'm looking forward to the Rams playing a little later here in a few hours. And, the Battle of LA, if you will, Chargers versus Rams, will be hosting them. It is the Rams' house. The Chargers are basically, paying rent there, if you will. That's just some fun there. But, okay, so, I wanted to discuss some fantasy football. Maybe not to get too much into it, but I have just top 5 must-have players. And what I'd like to do is start off with maybe go a week by week, and maybe position as we go. So what this week will be about is actually running backs. So my top 5 must-have running backs. First and foremost, of course, Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to go ahead and say you got to have him. If you can, pull him away in that first round somehow, hats off to you. Also, Dalvin Cook. I can't tell you how big that, the production that he is able to produce for any, fantasy football dreams that you have, that man can win you a championship. It's just, like it is with any player. It's a matter of health and how that season, pans out at the end. Then at number 3, I'm going to have Derrick Henry, and it's arguable that, you can argue that you can put Derrick Henry, above both of those prior names that I gave you. But I will give Derrick Henry his due, Mr. 2K. Shout out to Derrick Henry. He is a beast. I'm going to wrap up my top 4 with Alvin Kamara. I know there's changes there with the QB situation, but in the end, it's still Alvin, and you got to prove to me that he's not Alvin. And basically, I feel like the offense is going to revolve around him. He will get his touches. He will get his catches, especially if you're paying your PPR. He is definitely somebody to be happy about, picking up there. And then I said I'd give you my top 5. I'm going to give you a bonus pick here. So we'll make it the top 5 plus 1. And what I want to do here is you can put these next 2 players in maybe 5, 6 and swap them depending on how you're feeling when you wake up. But for me, the sky's the ceiling there with Austin Eckler. His QB, the situation there getting better in his second year with the QB relationship, running back situation. So, Austin Eckler definitely one to look out for. And then I would say Jonathan Taylor. I know there was some of us maybe wanting to look elsewhere when there was that news that broke out with Carson Wentz, with the left guard, I believe, and some of the injuries there. But last I heard, they're set to make a full recovery, and hopefully all the very best. They get well soon. But Jonathan Taylor, he is quite a he possesses quite a set of skills there, speed, and I would definitely want any of these. If you can end up with one of these running backs, 2 of them somehow you end up with them. Wow, I think you've set yourself up well for the rest of the draft, and be able to make some noise and definitely maybe even a path to through to the playoffs. So when I say your top 5, your must have, if you end up just getting one of them, I definitely think they're going to be players that are going to help you in your quest, to finish number 1 overall. And you'll sleep better knowing that you have them on your team versus, somebody else having them and you having to go up against them knowing, wow, got a heads up about them right before the season. They were there, and for some reason or another, did not trust your gut, did not trust your sports bud. But that's what I have for you. Next week, I'd like to, we have a big bout. I know it's not the Earl Spence, Manny Pacquiao we were all thinking where we're going to get before the news broke about the situation with Earl. But we definitely have a fight still going on. Manny Pacquiao is every bit of the GOAT that people want to, say that he is. So something I'm looking forward to. Ugas has his belt. Manny had the belt. Ugas has the belt. Now there's not going to be any more questions about whose belt is it. You go prove it. Next week in the ring, we'll discuss that a little more. I won't give out my pick just yet. And then as far as fantasy football, I'm thinking maybe we'll do wide receivers. We can do tight end QBs thereafter. Or y'all let me know what you would prefer. If you think my top 5 picks must have running backs won't cut the mustard, you give me your picks and then we can compare notes. I know I have a friend that definitely is suggesting other players, and I wouldn't be surprised if you feel the same. But for now, this has been my first video. I want to thank you all for sticking through the end. If you can like, comment, subscribe. Again, follow us on the social media platforms. You'll find us everywhere at Sports Buds TV. So thank you all again for listening, and look forward to hearing some of the feedback. Catch you on the next video.